This video will explain the concepts of overprint and knockout and show how you can control both in your InDesign layout. There are quite a few different pre-flight warnings in Send My Ad that you may encounter. These warnings focus on types of objects and colors that can sometimes cause problems when your ad is printed. Overprints and knockouts are specific to the print production process. Your publisher may have flagged some specific overprint and knockout situations that are difficult for the printer who ultimately will output your ad. First, let's explore how objects relate to one another visually in the layout file and how this translates to the printing process. In our example file, we have two circles, each filled with 100% of a process ink, magenta and yellow. The yellow circle is on top of the stack. Let's pull the objects apart, and as you expect, the magenta circle on the bottom is a complete circle. The hidden portion underneath the yellow circle does still exist. This seems perfectly natural. Imagine you had stacked two coins like this. You would know that the bottom coin, though partially hidden, was completely intact. Visually this looks fine, but to see how it works in printing, open the Separations preview window. Once open, you will need to enable the Separations view. Note that the composite view doesn't change. We turn off the cyan channel now, since it's not used in this example. Okay, let's switch off the yellow channel, and look what happens to our magenta circle. The yellow circle has punched its outline through on the underlying object, the magenta circle. This is a knockout, and it is the default behavior when you stack objects in your layout. If you got a pre-flight warning that a particular object is knocking out, then you can force it to overprint. Let's briefly disable the separation view and open the Attributes palette from the Window menu. With the object selected, click Overprint Fill. Now, we'll enable the Separations view again, and look what happens to our display. Overprint Preview has been enabled, and it shows the effect of overprinting the yellow circle on top of the intact magenta circle underneath. Now you understand why color objects knock out by default. Sometimes overprint is desired, but often it results in unexpected effects in the printed piece. In this case, yellow is lighter than magenta and will show through the yellow circle. Black is a special case though. Let's bring this black text on top of our circles. Black ink is dark enough in many cases to safely print on top of the other inks. Most page layout programs overprint 100% black objects automatically. You can see that the black text does not knock out of the underlying objects. In most cases, this is exactly what you want to happen. Now, let's bring our knockout text onto the circles. This text is 100% cyan. If we switch off the preview of the cyan ink, you can see that the text knocks out of the underlying circles, including the overlap where the yellow circle overprints the magenta one. As we switch off the inks and move the circles around beneath the text, you can see the knockout effect of each letter in the object below. Knockouts may at first seem counter to how we naturally visualize the layout, but once you understand how and why they work, you can easily imagine how impossible it would be to print your creative designs without them. Luckily, knockouts are the default in InDesign and Quark. Otherwise, you'd spend a lot of time manually setting them. Sometimes even black objects should knock out instead of overprint. If your publisher has determined that black should not overprint, you can globally change this behavior. Simply go to the Appearance of Black preference and uncheck the Overprinting of Black option. Now, when we turn off the black ink display, you can see the knockout effect in the circles below. If you do get a pre-flight warning about black objects overprinting, it likely means that the equipment outputting printing plates will handle the overprint settings for you. Another common warning concerns white objects set to overprint. Using the concepts and techniques we've covered here, you should now be able to make any object in your layout either overprint or knockout.